I absolutely love this. This is so funny. The Super Mario Brothers creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, has come out and basically been like, yeah, cheers, critics. Your low marks, your low reviews is what made the film succeed. And you know what? He's probably right. Massively right, in fact. On my podcast, we literally broke down in laughter, but we were discussing Grace Randolph's review at the time, and she said it probably won't even make it to Friday. This was opening weekend. $1 billion later. Oh my god. So funny. So funny. Hit subscribe if you are new here. Give the video a like and a share. Massively give the video a like and a share. But yeah, so just as an FYI, you know, this movie is not anti-woke, right? It's not woke, it's not anti-woke. It's just a normal film, and that's why it's done really well. That, paired with the fact that this is a 4-quadrant film, it hits all angles, it hits every single target audience member, and it has a really quick runtime of 1.5 hours. So it has all the right pieces of the puzzle. Just a normal film, no culture elements for or against anything, nothing political in it whatsoever. Good, normal, wholesome messaging. 4-quadrant, quick pace, many showings in a day. Released at the right time. People were hungry for this type of film, and they absolutely cannot stand Disney at this point in time, who used to be the reigning king of child's entertainment, or family entertainment. So, it was just so good. And then the critics hated it. They absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it, which was beyond me. I couldn't really understand why. Couldn't understand why. But Nintendo, mark my words, there's going to be much more Nintendo products coming out soon. And they're so smart with this. They even released like a new Mario game as well. And, you know, I watched this film and I was like, I've got to buy myself a Nintendo Switch. I want to play Mario Kart. And I bet you anything, if they released sales figures, they would get a huge spike the moment this film was released. So I'm so glad that this film's doing well. Super Mario Brothers creator Shigeru Miyamoto, I am butchering that, recently stated that the Super Mario Brothers movie may have done well in part to poor reviews from critics, driving fans into theatres. Isn't it funny that people are well aware of the fading sort of prowess of a critic? Super funny. Super funny. So the film was Nintendo's first step onto the silver screen in 30 years outside of Pokemon movies and reached over $1 billion worldwide in, I think it was 26 days, which is just incredible. And then in an interview with NDW, Machine Translation Deep L, Shigeru Miyamoto proposed an unexpected reason why the Super Mario Bros. Movie did so well. So, the fellow and former Nintendo representative director discussed his career, his and Nintendo's involvement with the film, and the development of Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios theme parks. He also mentioned being blown away that American visitors were prepared to queue for up to 3 hours for the attractions. Super Mario is a huge property. So anyway, he said this, and this is an interesting interview. So I had high expectations that the movie would do well, but when I opened the lid, I was surprised to find that it exceeded my expectations. It's not easy to make it this far without a little help from luck. Moreover, overseas critics gave the film quite low marks. I think that was part of the reason for the buzz. I would be happy if they said that it changed the definition of cinema. That's how lucky I was. He's not wrong. Like, he's absolutely not wrong. He is not wrong at all. The low marks from critics can genuinely be a driving force. It's not always, but it can genuinely be a driving force for people appearing in the theatres. People just going, Well, they didn't like it. It must be good. So earlier in the interview, he also discussed resisting the temptation to ask for too many requests on smaller details, and he praised Illumination for how well they realised the characters and the world. I mean, it's a great film. So at the time of writing, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a 59% on the tomato meter from 254 critic reviews aggregated on Rotten Tomatoes. The average score from critics is 5.7 out of 10. And there are 150 fresh scores and 104 rotten ones. So the top critics gave it an even worse score of 42% with an average rating of 4.9 out of 10. And the verified audience score is 96%, with users rating the film 4.7 out of 5, suggesting a disconnect between what critics and audiences wanted out of the film. The thing is, when you listen to critics' reviews of this, and Grace Randolph is the perfect example of this. She sat in a basement AMC, like a basement showing of at an AMC theatre. She was happy that they had snacks. She was only surrounded by other critics, and she was mocking the 3 critics that were laughing and having a good time with the film. She wanted Bowser to not be a villain. She wanted girl power Peach to be a different type of girl power. She didn't even understand that it was called the Mushroom Kingdom, despite Toad literally calling it the Mushroom Kingdom. She wanted so much more from the movie than it gave you, despite the fact that the movie gave you a really good adaptation of what the game is. No more. It didn't need to be anything else. It was just, hey, this is the game realised on the big screen. Pretty basic, but good fun. Wholesome. So she's the prime example of that, and it's just utterly hilarious. So a number of individuals agreed with Miyamoto's theory that critics panning the film actually drove moviegoers to the theatres. So we have this one, base take from Shigeru Miyamoto. He's right that the critics trashing Super Mario Bros. Movie made people want to see it more. No one trusts professional critics anymore, whether it's shilling for Disney or downplaying games, movies for not being political. Audience is smarter now. And that is the case. You know, critics want things to be overtly political. And again, the fact that a lot of critics, professional ones, which are, let's differentiate them, because people who review films on YouTube are professional critics. The mainstream access media professional critics, those ones will only go to watch a film with other critics. So it's a big circle jerk of negativity. When I go to watch a film, I go to the cinema. Opening weekend, generally speaking, as much as I can, and I just watch it with an audience. Because it's a really, really, really good way to ingratiate yourself with what the general public thinks of a movie. It's genuinely a real... And you know what? That atmosphere, hearing people laughing, cheering, having a great time, can genuinely rub off on you and make you have a better time. Now, it doesn't always. A film can still be just generally shit, even though other people are having a good time. It's your opinion. But, you're watching a film and you're having a pretty decent time, and then other people are having a really good time. Yeah, absolutely, that positivity can rub off on you. Just like all of these access media shills sitting there and as a circle jerk of negativity, mocking the people that are having a good time. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And again, there was some other stuff here. The creator of Mario went based, pointing out how the general public jumps on films dissed by woke critics. Yep. Massively. And then again, this, saw the Mario movie with the nieces and nephews today. It was extremely fun. I get critics' points about it not being deep or complex, but I feel like that perspective is missing the point of what this thing is trying to be. It's entertaining, it's competently told, and it's fun. It is what it is. It just is what it is. It's a good, wholesome, normal film. It's Mario. It doesn't need to be deep. It's Super Mario, for goodness sake. So I love these comments. These are utterly brilliant comments from the creator of Mario. And it makes perfect sense. He's a boss, he's a legend, and he's got it completely bang on, slamming it to the woke critics. And it is woke critics, it's woke access media critics that wanted this film to have some element of politics or cultural messaging, and it just didn't, and it didn't need it. And it's not anti-woke, it's not anti-political, it's not anti-anything, it's just a normal film. So anyway, cheers guys, leave your thoughts down below, take care.